In this video, we're going to do a deep dive on how to come up with your mobile home comps. So mobile homes in a mobile home park. If you are fixing and flipping mobile homes in trailer parks, like I do, then you're going to want to come up with that after repair value. And before you buy the home, you want to have all of your numbers calculated before you buy, because you guys know this, you make money when you buy, not when you sell the home. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Steph, and I have been fixing and flipping mobile homes in trailer parks since 2019. And I have students all over the country who are learning this low budget, high profit strategy of house flipping. So let's get into how do you come up with your after repair value and the retail price of what that home can sell for once it has gone through a remodel. So I'm going to share my screen here. We're going to jump into Zillow for this example. This is one of the ways that you can learn your after repair value for mobile homes in your area. So what you're going to do is I just typed in a city in Washington, Western Washington, and you're going to look at not for sale homes. I want you to filter out. We don't care about the price, don't care about the beds and baths. You do want to go home type and make sure that you tap on manufactured homes. Just manufactured homes is all you want. And for sale, we want sold. We don't want for sale. We only want to look at sold homes and apply that. And then under more, you're going to go tap the more button. And what you need to do is go to the only things we care about for this example are sold in the last, we're going to put 6 months. You don't want any sold homes. You want the closer the date is to today's date, the better. So that's what we're going to hope for, is finding some that have sold recently. So if you are looking for mobile homes, number one, I want you to make sure, if you're looking at a home to purchase that is inside of a mobile home park, you're going to focus only in on that park. So let's say you get a lead on one, or you find one that you are curious, how much should I invest in this home? How much should I purchase it for? How much rehab should I do? You're going to do a deep dive in that particular park. So I don't want you to be looking outside of that park. After repair value, or ARV, can differ wildly from park to park. So you really want to stick to that park. Otherwise, your data can be skewed. So we're going to just say, for example, this is not even my area. This is not where I live. This is brand new to me scenario here. So we're going to jump in. And so you want to make sure too that you're not looking at mobile homes on land. Those are kind of going to be completely different values. And when you're first starting off, you may not know how to identify which ones are in a park versus on land. And unfortunately, like under the home type, there's no filter for that. It's just all manufactured homes. So those could be on their own land, or they could be in a park. I only do the trailer park strategy. So that's what we're going to focus in on. You will notice as we scroll through these that there are huge discrepancies with pricing. So you can see ones that are on land. This right here, for instance, okay, this is $500,000. That's a mobile home that is undoubtedly on land. You don't want those. You want mobile homes that are in mobile home parks. So that's the first thing. So we're going to focus in on, let's say, the lead that we have. Let's just say it's this park right here. And you can always tell a mobile home park because of how you can, first of all, see all the homes are close together. I'm not even in the main, like, I'm just in the whatever this view is. But you can just tell because they're typically like a loop. And you'll be able to tell the difference between that and regular houses. They're close together typically. So we have two units that have sold in this park. So both of them sold in really close together, actually. And today's date is we're in February of 2026. So we're going back a few months, not too far. So I don't mind these comps. And what you're going to do, one of them you can see is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. One of them is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And this one is a single wide. This one is a double wide. So that's the other thing you're wanting to focus in on is it a single wide versus double wide? So if the lead that you have is a double wide, then you're really wanting to focus in on double wide. And I would recommend these prices are very similar. They're the same. So let's see, is that the sold price? Let's just jump in here and just double check and see what the sold price is. Okay. So a lot of times with single wides versus double wides, you will see a big difference in their values. So I like to stick with just double wides if my lead is a double wide. So we're going to look at the things we're going to pay attention to are the quality of rehab, if any, and if there was anything that is really standing out as far as the anything they did to the home. So, and you can tell that usually in the description and the pictures. So the other thing you want to look at is the age of the home. So this one's in 1989, and your particular home, if it was, say, a 1979, you can still, it doesn't have to be the exact same age. I usually say like plus or minus 10 or 15 years on the age range. So if you're looking at if your home is, say, a 1979, I think that a 1989 comp is a good one to look at. So I'm just going to scroll down really quick and look at the description. So you can also just verify that it is in a park when you look at the description. Typically, they will put the name of the community. They will put in also maybe the lot rent amount inside of the description, so you can verify that. You can also look at, some of the features here. You can see here it's sold for $105,000. And it closed there. You can also see that, interesting that it's sold for more than list price. So that to me signals that is probably a pretty high demand park. And they listed it on the 26th of September and got an offer in a week. So that would be a really good, it looks like maybe they put it back on the market. So something might have fallen through, but you can see though that the time frame is pretty tight with these when it was put on the market, when they got an offer, and so the time on the market was not a lot of time at all. And so this would be a great park to invest in because it is in high demand apparently. So when I jump into the pictures, I can see that it looks pretty clean on the outside. Looks like there's clean landscaping. Looks like, I can't tell if the carpet is new or not. This flooring looks somewhat new. It looks like they might have replaced the cabinets. Looks like those are newer. So it looks like it's gone through some amount of updating and remodel. So not complete remodel. Like you can see this tub is an outdated tub, but they did do this tile. You can see here paneling on the walls still, and the flooring is kind of mismatched. This bathroom's completely outdated and a funky red color. So you can see that it's gone through some upgrades. So this would be a great comp for you to measure against a rehab. If you were looking at a home in this park, you could use this as I would say that if you did maybe a more of a remodel to your home, you could probably get a little bit more for it than this one, just because of the quality of the rehab. It wasn't a total rehab, but it was a partial rehab, I would say, or partial, just partially done. You can see too, like right here, like that's not finished, and this still has like the paneling on the lower half of the wall. So it's good. It's got good bones and it's got a lot of potential, but but possibly if you wanted to do a more extensive rehab than this, you might be able to ask a little bit more for it than that. So this is how I come up with my own comps when I'm looking to value my home before I buy it. I make sure that all of my numbers are calculated. So I'm going to link for you down below a resource for you to grab on just how to get these off-market deals, because off-market is really how you're going to be able to get these homes for a steal of a deal. You're not going to be looking on Zillow and places like Facebook Marketplace for most of your purchases when you're looking to flip for 100% profit margins. So I will see you in the next video, and I hope that this one was helpful.